What is up, y'all? Again, it's me, Tasha C. And in this video, I will be reviewing SWV Reunited, Season 1, Episode 2. And, of course, they pick up with the cliffhanger from last week, where we find out that Coko, thank her father, that she does not have, turns out that when she got the call, that she does not have cancer. So, Um, I just want to point this out. And Lily being, I guess, like the sexual, sex kitten or whatever she's going for, she congratulates and is so happy about Coco being cancer free that she decides to drive home for a ride on the couch. I'm just saying. So fast forward to the next scene. We go to. I remember Ty goes back home and she's just happy to at least be to spend time with her husband and her child. She just feeling family quality time, and she's just like, marriage is hard, but it's even harder to say when you're in a celebrity marriage. You know what I mean? Because she's got so much time on the road. Somehow your home becomes second, and the road and appearances and the record, everything else becomes your first. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, you don't even want to make a real, want to get into business and really, really get out there and everything else and keep some coins or, stuff going. It's like, you kind of have to, not to say put on the back burner, but it's just, unfortunately one of the things that could be one of the setbacks of, being sometimes in the entertainment business. And, so, we go and we see Coko again and her husband. His name is Big Right. And I'm thinking, like, a week later, that when I seen the bed, I first was like, oh my gosh, did they misread the readings when she had the biopsy or something? But it turns out, since she's cancer free, she decided to treat herself. Or as Lily said, she was just like, remember Lily was saying, like, it's good, that breast or titty is good, whatever, it's a good breast or whatever. And so Coko now has treated herself, I think, to liposuction in the stomach or a tummy tuck. And because she was tired of being called Rapunzel and all this, that Respucia, whatever that character was from Norbit, okay? And I'm thinking, like, oh, Lord, she's considered fat. Okay, anyway, but what I mean is that she just, when people most 9 times out of 10, when the age gets up there, sometimes the weight of certain things start to change, as time moves on. So, Lily's calling her because homegirl is at Dr. Kurt's with Sweet Addiction. I heard from Sweet Addiction has heard this doctor and seen even on Love and Hip Hop last season. He is known for making, these, he is like the king of doing these Brazilian butt lifts and just giving you the ass that you always wanted and desire, or, nice perky titties or whatever you prefer. Okay, he is known to make your body just be damn. That's all people be say. Damn, when you look at him, you'll say damn. That's the type of he was doing. So, oh my gosh, Lily went with her daughter, do a consultation, and when she's lifting up, and he's, but he's feeling. I don't know. He was feeling to see what he can do as far as like he can shape this. He can live here, he can bring this here, but the curve, blah, blah. And Lily again she kind of likes this doctor doing so she's all doing all this and stuff on front. I thought she was about to make her ass clap in front of him. That's so. And then, but he does let her know that she can't sit on her ass for about 2 weeks. That puts pressure on the part that she's having this, that the fat or surgery, where she's having the surgery and stuff. You know what I mean? But I mean, I figured girl not be able to sit down. Cause I remember that surgery. I had a plastic surgery, but it was for reconstruction surgery of my arms, which is a whole nother story. But it wasn't for cosmetic reasons. But I remember 2 whole months because the 2 surgeries I had, I was like this. I had to sleep like this for 2 whole months, girl. So I was just. So unless she gonna be planking a lot when she sleeps, just sitting, like this, whatever, she really has to avoid sitting down or using, that type of rocket or her pillow on her behind when she sits down. So she goes ahead and decides to do the surgery, right? Fast forward. Now they're gonna start the national tour since, like I said, Coco's okay, and like I said, it's been 15 years since they did a tour, and they posed the first place was these SOBs, and back in their hometown where they all originally came from was New York. So I forgot what part of New York they originally from. Sorry, y'all. But here they come to rehearsal, right? Ty is the only one there. And then we all know Lily, wears that crown that I am late. I'm the queen, Miss Late, okay? But we were not expecting, Coko. They both come in the same time. Like I said, Lily already told, I think, Coko that she was having surgery and stuff like that. So they having secret surgeries and stuff, okay? SS. And they come in sitting there looking like they are extras from The Walking of Dead or they're reincarnating the zombies from Thriller. You take your choice. You pick a choice, y'all meant to say. So, anyways, y'all, Ksi's like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all type of look, right? And then they admitted to her, like, I got this, here's Coko with her surgery, Leonard's own surgery, and Lily's talking about it. So, Coko it's going to have to sit down and stuff because, it's going to take a couple of weeks or whatever for them to deal. We already know, like, with Lily. So, Tasha's like, y'all sitting here, secret surgeon. On top of that, y'all doing it right. We're about to start a tour. Lily can't sit down, and Coko can't stand. So, so when they were trying to rehearse, here's Coko just in the middle, just up here. Because I can't sing up there. And you could tell, like, also with the fact that she is taking Vicodin and the Vicodin is taking it in. Oh gosh, I'll just say that was, you could tell it was not good. But she's in pain, and then she's, kind of under the influence of the medication, right? Oh Lord, I know this is off subject, y'all, but I remember between the surgeries, and I never told the story yet about what I had thought. I had to go back to the original because I thought my arms were affected, but they weren't. It turned out. But they gave me that morphine, y'all. Why the hell did I start hearing? I just was like this when they gave me the morphine. The next minute I started hearing that damn song. The music sounds better. You just all of a sudden just playing in my head, y'all. I was like, it was like a rave. I don't know what the hell was going on, but it was a party that I didn't even know I was invited to in my head. So, oh Lord, okay, I know that's off subject, but let me go back to what I was saying. But yeah, so they had to cut rehearsals short. And fast forward. So they on the way finally down to New York and stuff, right? And of course they're talking about meeting. They were in a hotel with Marguerite and whatever, right? And of course, Ty wanted to see how Lily's ass doing, to see the results. And of course, she showed, I mean, the thing was already, she didn't actually need it, but like I said, she and Lily and Coko are looking from the standpoint is, we have to basically be in competition, whether we like it or not, and have to compete with these youngins coming in and stuff like that. We ain't got the bodies like we used to have and stuff like that, so we just won't be able to keep up. Our boys is maybe still up like they're supposed to be, but the thing is, like I said, the thing is, from head to toe, you gotta always keep the youthlessness. Am I saying that correctly, y'all? Sorry, but you know what I mean. It's just that they're in competition with these new folks coming out, and so they had to make some adjustments, and they were talking about Jeff. So when they went away, they went to talk until they were talking to Jeff about meeting with Jeff, the new possible manager who's working with Alicia Keys and other folks. And I forgot to tell y'all the last episode. I usually forget something and remember it on the next coming episode. That I forgot what they were talking about. Corey was the one who was managing Coko when she had a gospel albums, and they didn't really take off like they were supposed to. So they're meeting with him tomorrow because, like I say, they still have a couple days before they first, tour date. So, Corey comes in talking about Coko needs to see lead on the on week and or do this on week and do lead them, and they already look like I don't know if she's able to pull it off because of how she's feeling. And so, anyways. Corey wants to say, well, since y'all got the day with y'all got the day off tomorrow, free day, did y'all want to do something? And they like, no, I'm good. Coko like, I'm good. Whatever, right? She got also to use a cane, and we got a Lily over here like, Corey asking her like, you sure you're all right? You ain't got nothing. You free tomorrow? She's like, I'm straight, because this is when they supposed to meet Jeff, right? And in between this time, of course they talk about, it was Lily and Ty out in New York, and they somehow, I don't know if it was Ty or how this even happened, Lily ends up being, put on a blind date with Charlemagne, the guy, from the Betless Club, right? Who used to, also be, when Wendy Williams was still, on the radio show, he was also, I think he was a co-host on her show when Wendy Williams was still on the air. And so, it was just hilarious as hell because she got to bring a rocket pillow. He just talking, she said she about to turn 40 because she admitted she was about to that she had the surgery. He's butt lift surgery. He's like, you didn't have nothing wrong with nothing like that. But I'm just saying, y'all, not to go through every word per word, but it was just hilarious state out of just cracking jokes. And even he was saying, because what I will fast for is this, I guess the second part of the date, they went on a horse carriage ride, and all the bumps started bothering that area where Lily had the surgery at, and he all worried about it. So once the ride is finished or whatever, I don't know if they got off earlier, he already thinking like, hopefully he was able to get some that night. But because it was like this, well, which butt cheeks? Both cheeks or one butt cheek, right? Because he's like, well, if I just hit it from the back, as long as I don't hit the back, I don't hit the side that you say is bother you, would that be okay? Leave just like, just brushed off like, ain't nothing gonna happen, nothing like that. She didn't really say that, but they just, he was like, okay, thanks for me type of thing afterwards, and then she's, I guess, taxi, and that's how it ends. But so they go to meet Jeff the next day, right? And if y'all noticed, Jeff had a lot of shorts in his office, so I don't, just could be my age. I'm like, I was just thinking he might be cut to the point. I'm just saying he on the desk, on the wall, okay. But so they end up talking to him, and he's like, he wants to work with them and stuff, right? And of course they go in another room to talk and conversate to see if this is a good idea. But Coco's very quiet because, like I said, that Vicodin is still kicking in, right? So Coco's worried about losing loyalty to Corey, because Corey, she felt like, was there at times when other people didn't want play interest into him, or had their back, so to speak, and even in business and I guess personal. And so, but they're looking at this. They want to actually work with Jeff only if he at least allows Corey, like they don't want to just flat out get rid of him, that he'll at least, he could work with him as, like, say, the real road manager, because he already knows, how they are on the road and how to repair stuff and go from there. So Jeff is like, he respects the royalty, even though he's like, usually old and new, and when that stuff happens, kind of is a conflict because, the old situation may be offended, like, you basically put me on the side. So it might be some honesty there, like, what you, basically, right? So, he decided he's going to go ahead and yes. And then here's another thing that, the ladies did not tell about, was they, with the last company that they have a record deal with, whatever, right? It's, I guess, it's an independent company, and really, even though they got, I think, a Grammy nomination and stuff like that out of it, it pushed numbers, but not the numbers like they want to, and they didn't really get a lot of promotion for that last album that they had a couple years ago, right? And so they're talking to Duke Marcus. Like I said, they haven't seen him in, I guess, in quite some time. And he's asking what they want to do next album. They trying to flat out let him know, like, it's just meeting. I think it's the next day, I thought the same time the next day with Jeff, after Jeff. And they just like, we want to go elsewhere. And he trying to tell them flat out, like, okay, y'all in a contract, y'all can't do nothing, y'all stuck with it. Okay, talk to y'all later, and leaves. And then they were able to talk to their lawyer, and the lawyer basically said, I guess they had a loophole or maybe whatever's in the contract, and they just like, you know what, you can get out of this mess. And so they be able to move on to hopefully a better record label to, make sure their stuff is promoted, because, SWV is a very talented group of ladies, okay? So, I forgot to mention, y'all pay attention to like the beginning of the episode, and they're talking about the trust issues. And, Coco's still talking to say, I still, have trust issues with y'all. And they sit here, well, what the heck do we have to do in order to prove that, we have your back and stuff? And see, that's unfortunately seems to be the problem with their group is you got trust issues, and might be some possible ego problems. Okay, let's fast forward to the night of when they have a performance, right? But like I said, they're finally, since they get out of it, I don't know if they're going to tell Jeff about that they're getting out this deal, since they're able to get out of it anyway, because they felt like it was going to be a conflict, that Jeff didn't want to be bothered with that mess, the problems with being with the record label they have. Okay, now we're going to go to the part where they have the concert. They're getting ready. Coco's kind of worried about, possibly doing the high notes, and Ty's suggestion, like, just let the audience do the high notes of the song, whatever, So, they got friends, like I said, a lot of friends and stuff that attending. And when they get up there, of course, Ty lets them know, because Coko still has to use her cane on stage and sit down. The Ty just lets them know they had surgery, so that's why she has the cane and stuff like that. So they perform and everything like that. And then, Coko, I mean, I knew that had to her because she already said she was in pain and she's still in the Viking. But when she carried out that high note, I'm like, ooh, that, she felt, we all felt that. And I know she felt that in the way that she didn't want to feel that because, all, you getting all here, okay, all through here, brought that note out towards when she's saying that part that she always has a high note week. So, but it looked like a good concert. I was glad to actually, but I never attended the concerts of SSB and stuff like that. A lot of artists I liked that I didn't attend their concerts too, but I was glad, they all sounded great stuff. So, good performance. And here we go to the last part where they finally break it down to Corey about their changes or whatever things going. He comes back there and they decide to let him know, like, we love you, right? Type of beginning of the speech. And when they ended up breaking it down to him, they met with other management, and he of course was getting mad at first once they told him, and they're just like this. You know what? You did all you can do, but we still need to be able to go to the next level. That's what I was saying. And she's like, we're in our 40s now, we're pushing 40s, and we ain't got too many options now because especially in entertainment music world, as soon as you turn even 30 or even 25 sometimes in some case for that matter, you're already considered old and you already can get the discounts, every possible discount AARP can give your ass, okay? As far as how they look at you. And on to the next barely 18 or barely legal new talent coming out. So anyways, they just know this dude can help them get what they need as far as getting themselves out there, getting the credit that's due. And he just, of course, got mad and got so in his ways was just basically saying like, you know what, the problem isn't me. And he even let them know like, it's plenty of times they said that he has reminded them of this, that nobody wanted to hire or or deal with SWV or something along those lines, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm just paraphrasing. And they just like, even Coko was starting to get upset, like, like, why do you have to keep reminding us? Okay, we know that certain people, people didn't want to deal with us or something like that or whatever, but he wants to keep reminding them over and over again. Okay, like he wants to take credit for I dealt with you and nobody else wanted to be dealing with your ass, right? And then, Coko, like I said, in the confessional, was like, I've been there for this dude and all this other stuff, and she just kind of talked about him the way he's acting. So he ends up sitting here and like I said, talking about the fact of he's not the problem anyway as far as they're not able to get out there like they want to, because he's like, y'all haven't toured or been out 15 years, since last time I guess they consistently was there, in the music business popping off like that. It's not his fault why they ain't where they supposed to be at, okay? And he's like, is y'all got issues of rehearsal problems and doing other stuff. It's y'all three are at fault. So, anyways, so it kind of ends where he gets mad because even Coko said her last part was like, like he's making somebody they don't do enough, and they all like, what the heck you talking about? And Coko was like, sometimes you may think, I'm a lead singer, and sometimes I don't want to always sing lead, or it's not as fun as it looks. You know what I mean? It takes work, and that's what she was just letting him know. And then a couple seconds later, blah 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 blah. He ends up leaving and knocking some tray over. And that's pretty much how it is. And Coko ends up, crying in I think in a room, and the other two girls console her about, I'm just sick and tired. I don't even want to even see him right now. And the problem is with him being so upset where he acts like because they said he can be the road manager, and he's like, I don't want to be the mode. I don't even want to mess with y'all, even deal with y'all as the road manager. They, still in the tour. So the problem is now, they still, I don't know how many places they gotta go, but they still got some places to go on this tour, and now that puts him in a chokehold about how we're gonna carry on this tour. And that's how the episode ends, y'all. And like I said, thank you for all the love, support, and everybody, my YouTube buddies, subscribers, YouTubers, my subscribers, everybody. I appreciate y'all so much. And I will definitely see y'all in the next episode. Y'all have a pleasant evening, a pleasant morning, a pleasant night, and a pleasant weekend, y'all. Because I definitely, since I'm on track for all my reviews now, I will definitely see y'all tomorrow. I know I usually sometimes saying this in a couple days, but I definitely will see y'all tomorrow, because either you're going to see me for maybe the Grammys, or I'm definitely going to do Bravo, Real Housewife of Atlanta And I did just recently found, shout out to Get View with a band from, I think, Moonlight Venus. Shout out to her. She's also one of my subscribers and comments about the recent Apollo issue. And we'll leave it off with that. Y'all take care now.